The Iranians look at their neighborhood and they say Pakistan has nuclear weapons, China has nuclear weapons, Russia has nuclear weapons, India has nuclear weapons, Israel has nuclear weapons. The United States has 100,000 troops in Afghanistan. It had 100,000 troops in Iraq. That's on each of our borders. And you have an American regime that isn't sure whether it wants regime change in Iran or not. You know, if I were them, I would buy some insurance. And in the world of international relations, insurance is nuclear weapons. So it is, far from being some kind of mad messianic design of the mullahs, it strikes me as a perfectly rational strategic argument. I think it will not be as destabilizing as people think for the reasons you're describing. Deterrence has worked against Mao when he was much crazier. It worked against the Soviet Union. It works against North Korea even today. It works with Pakistan and India. The argument against it is, I think, this is a very strange, this is not a consolidated regime. This is what seems to be a regime that does not have the support of much of the population. It seems infused by a certain kind of ideological and messianic approach to foreign policy. It could miscalculate, it could take risks. You could end up with the Egyptians thinking, well, if the Iranians have nuclear weapons, maybe we need them. Do you want to set off a nuclear arms race in the Middle East? So I think there are legitimate reasons to worry. My own view is we should try to prevent the Iranians from having this, because a best case scenario would be to not start this kind of nuclear arms race. But if they ended up with one or two crude nuclear devices without proper delivery systems, like the North Koreans, is it really the end of the world? Is it still? No, I think it's something they could be contained, they could be deterred. It would keep them, they would pay enormous costs. And I think that's important to maintain those costs, because I think they should realize they're making a choice about whether or not they want to be, a proper, modern power. Or they talk about their need for energy. It's a joke. They flare off more natural gas. You know what I mean? They burn it off, essentially wasting it. More natural gas than they plan to generate from the nuclear electricity they have. So clearly, the object is not power. They're the third largest petroleum exporter in the world. They have the fifth largest reserves of natural gas. They've got energy, and if they realize that the path to modernity is building a great economy and being, look at Turkey. Turkey is much more powerful in the Middle East than they are. I think we would be in a more stable world.